ladies and gentlemen, you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
That's right.
There's a lot of conversation about this idea. Of course, you can come back and make up for that bad first impression and improve on it with a very good story. But still, the first impression is always going to be the guy approached me chewing French fries. That's going to be the first impression. You can never take that away. Do you agree?
100%.
The first impression is the first impression. Even though you did a great job and you overcame it, you made a friend and you did everything right, why would you be so dumb as to have a bad first impression? Ladies and gentlemen, salespeople out there, don't do that. How you can be the greatest salesperson on the planet.
Welcome to the Rethink Sales Show. My name is Derek Kelly. I am joined by Jim Shorkey and special guest Jed Reaggle.
My man.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome to the Rethink Sales Show.
Thank you.
Can I speak?
Yes.
It's going to make me cry.
We're not. If you cry,
I
I'm
love
gonna
this
cry,
guy, man.
So you gotta,
I do. I love this guy, so I'll leave it at that.
love you too,
Yeah.
buddy. Glad to
love
be
you,
here.
man.
It's a
Yeah.
pleasure. It's an honor.
So how long have you known Jim? The only thing I know about you, Jim trained you himself. That's all I know.
He's had a big part of it. I've known Jim since approximately March of 2008.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that development look like over the years?
It all started as a 19-year-old kid that didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. And I actually applied to several dealerships. I got this idea that I wanted to sell cars, and I was actually denied by 2 out of 3 places that I had applied.
Yeah.
Jim and his brother gave me an opportunity. They said, "You're hired." I was very persistent. I needed a job. I didn't know if I wanted to sell cars, if I was good at it, but I needed a job, so I actually kept calling the manager that interviewed me. Got me in front of Jim's brother for a second interview, and they said, "We need somebody that's persistent in car sales."
That's awesome. What do you feel like the number one thing that you learned? How long did you train with Jim, and what is the number one thing that you remember learning in that process?
So I initially trained with Jim's brother and had very good success learning from him, and I felt like I needed more. I requested to move to the dealership that Jim primarily ran. At the time, Jim was at the Suzuki building, his brother was at the Kia building, and I was hired into the Kia store originally. I requested more. Talked to Russ, and I said, "Hey, I think I need something, like another approach, another idea, more training." Went over to Jim's building, and then Jim trained me. It was every day for years.
Still training? And they're still not training you in a roundabout way?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Even if you watch the podcast, or if you hear something and you read a book that I say you should read this book, that's training. That's a different kind of training, of course, but it is training. It makes me emotional.
Yeah. So we've been training for 16, 17 years.
Lifetime.
Would be the answer, but it was every day. It was consistent, and there was always some type of training happening in the dealership.
What was the takeaway that you feel like now so naturally that you didn't know as a 19-year-old or as a 22-year-old? What do you feel like now comes instinctually to you that actually took training time to build?
Of course, car business knowledge 101, that's a huge factor. I learned a lot from the car business. Life lessons, financial things, how to make goals. The primary thing was really customer service. How do you meet someone, get them to like you and trust you and spend money with you?
Yes.
So that's really the biggest part, learning how to do that. But that's also something that isn't necessarily taught. You have a skill set, and then you're groomed. You got to act on your own, because when you're in front of a customer, it's you and that. Jim's upstairs or wherever he's at, and possibly going to talk to your customer at some point.
But
he's
you're
not right next to me.
Do you remember any stories where it may have gone poorly, and then do you remember stories later where it went better? What was that juxtaposition for you?
There's plenty of times where it went poorly. And with some direction and guidance, trial and error, really. If you needed help, Jim would give direction and go try this. And I would try that because I was out of ideas, right? I'd take it as far as I could and took suggestion from him and tried that. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't work.
Do you remember any specific suggestions he gave you? Of, hey, what the heck, knucklehead, what are you doing? Try this.
There was a time where it was my turn to go talk to the next customer. I was in the middle of lunch. I think I was eating Wendy's or McDonald's or something I probably shouldn't have been eating. French fries, I recall specifically, and I was actually finishing up my lunch as I was walking outside to greet the customer on the lot.
Yeah, I know.
He was actually watching me from his window upstairs. We had some words after that. I was greeting the customer, finishing up French fries, throwing the box in the trash can on my way up the parking lot. There was a trash can there, by the way, so it didn't litter. But yeah, that was a way not to do it.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
That's right.
There's a lot of conversation about this idea. Of course, you can come back and make up for that bad first impression and improve on it with a very good story. But still, the first impression is always going to be the guy approached me chewing French fries. That's going to be the first impression. You can never take that away. Do you agree?
100%.
The first impression is the first impression. Even though you did a great job and you overcame and you made a friend and you did everything right, why would you be so dumb as to have a bad first impression? Salespeople out there, don't do that. It's easy to make a good first impression, is it not?
It really is.
Fundamentally, put a smile on do you put a smile on your face? Do you have a good handshake? Do you hand the customer your card? Do you capture their name and have some facility to remember their name? And do you just make a good first impression? Do you ask the right questions? Do you see where I'm going with this?
Absolutely.
I mean, you really don't get a second chance to make a good first impression. If you make a bad first impression, that's that. Now, you can make a good second impression, but that doesn't negate the bad first impression.
Never.
It really doesn't. It's always the bad first impression. What I would have told Jed, probably very loudly, knowing me, what the heck are you thinking? Why would you do that? You're going up there to sell a car so that you can make money, so that you can go buy some more French fries. Throw them away. Don't have them in your mouth, on your breath, whatever. Realistically, what Jed should have done is he probably should have been aware of this, put the food in the refrigerator, whatever, go get some water and swish it through his mouth real quick. This is hygiene. Do you stink when you walk up on the lot? How's your breath? Are you clean? Are your clothes professionally, do you look good? This is the first impression. Before he walks out in the lot in that particular situation, just go to the water fountain, take some water, swoosh it through your mouth, swallow it, and then go up. But certainly not with finishing your French fries. You're talking about being penny wise. At the end of the day, are you not?
Yes.
If you're being penny wise, oh, I don't want to waste the French fries. Okay, so we'll just waste the deal.
Yep.
How does that make sense?
So, Jed, what does today look like compared to that French fry Wendy's day? When you greet a customer now, what's the difference?
So there's a check, right? Thinking about hygiene. Did I just eat lunch? Do I have something on my clothing? Am I neat, ready to go? Did I just eat a hamburger and ketchup spilled down my shirt?
But I imagine there's mental prep too, right? I'm about to enter this conversation.
I like to have a little bit of a backstory of what I'm getting into, whether it's something on the fly and I'm just going to go talk to somebody. There's always some type of backstory or something that you know about the customer. Why are they here?
There's a reason they came in. Yep.
What is their problem, so to speak? Because most people that are buying a car have some type of problem.
I don't think you're explaining that quite right. I think Derek's question could be better framed. How important is it pre-customer to have a very well-rehearsed plan of attack? And I don't mean attack. We're not attacking the customer. But a very, very well-rehearsed plan of what exactly are we going to do when we walk out on that lot.
That's like your approach. Yeah. Go ahead.
How important is that?
It's crucial because we at least have to have a game plan. We don't know what the customer's reaction is going to be.
That sounds better than plan of attack.
But we know that we can go in with a plan. Customer has a plan too in most cases.
They do.
But we have to have a plan to start with, and then we react accordingly. But it is 100% crucial to have a plan to go in to talk to them.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Do you have one? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you practice this plan?
Yes.
Do you teach this plan?
Yes.
Do you train on this plan?
Yes.
Do you find people not doing the plan you train on?
Yes.
Well, what do you do?
Retrain. Got to retrain.
So really the essence that I think I'd like to drive at, and I think Derek's kind of missing the point a little bit here, and he knows where I'm going right now. He already knows where I'm going. I think the secret to being a great leader and a great manager, if I were to say one word, only one, would be training. That's the secret. Training, training, training. We did a great job yesterday, train. We did a bad job yesterday, train. How often should we train? Every day. Really? Just every day? How about all day long? When you get right down to it. Now, we're not going to train all day long, but at different little breaks. Like training would be, like you talked about being prepared to go talk to the customer. Would it be a good idea to take just a little bit of time and review our strategy before we go out and talk to the customer? Just say, I'm going to make sure I get this straight. I've been doing this for, in my case, 40 years. But still, sometimes I get off track. I get off the plan. So it's like, oh, yeah, I got to do that. And I do it to this day. I got to look at my list. You know how big I am on a list, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So I got myself involved in a situation where a lady approached me, wanted me to do a talk for her group on leadership. And you would think, okay, you're Jim Shorkey. You've been leading for how long? And if anybody knows anything about leading, it would be me, right? And I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking, I know a lot about leading, but I want to make sure that's the list, right? So my number one thought that came to my mind was seek expert counsel. I'm going to do this presentation on leadership.
Yes.
I'm a leader. But I feel intuitively in my heart, I need to be on my game. So I Googled Amazon, what is a great leadership book? And I found this book where this fella, his name is Tom Collins, interviewed 51 four-star generals and admirals, male, female, the whole thing. And what'd you do? It's highly rated. Get the book. One of the things I learned in that book, Jed, and I want you to think about this. If you don't have a goal, you don't need a leader. The leader's job is to cause the people, individuals and collectively, team goals, individual goals, to have goals. And very serious reasons why the leader's responsibility is to then take that information and either be expert counsel or seek expert counsel to say, well, how do we get there? Jed wants to do X. Okay, let's get that information. You can build a car right now on YouTube, can't you?
Sure.
You really can. It's like it's out there. So you get this information, and the leader's job is to follow the list that we found from expert counsel. And we have that list, don't we, at the dealership?
Absolutely.
Excuse me. We have that list. Are you going to do the list or aren't you?
You have to.
Just answer my question.
I'm going to.
Okay. But Jed, you're not doing it. And so we're going to have a talk. I say, Jed, here's the list. And I'm watching you. And you're not doing it. Now, are you going to do the list or aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm going to keep watching you. And after about the third or fourth time, and we have this sit down, it's time for you to, because you're just not doing the list. That's a leader, guys.
That's right.
That's a leader. Without the goal and without the reasons why that make us cry, make us emotional. You saw me get emotional already with this cat.
And you always say, Jim, we love you. We're going to miss, but I think you'll be better off somewhere else.
Ask him if I ever made him cry.
Did you make him cry?
I think maybe twice, actually.
Why?
The first time was because I made a huge mistake early in my career, but I did not cry that time, but it was close.
So worse than
And
the French fries.
And I learned a lesson from it because I had to pay for it. But that was the first time through him, in so a manner of speaking, that I may have cried or wanted to cry. The second time and probably third time are related would have been in deep conversation of discovering the why of my journey, where I need to go. Because we have had that conversation. Seeking expert counsel, and for me, it's Jim.
He's not telling the whole story.
As a more of a,
I feel like it's deeper than
he
this.
didn't know what was happening. He really didn't.
I sure
didn't. And so I said, why? And Jed said, ABC. I said, okay. Why does that matter? ABC. Okay. Why is that so important? And I just kept asking him. And he said, you got me. What did you say? He said,
SOB.
I can't believe you just did that. And he was sobbing.
Yep.
I got him. And I said, now we got something. We figured out the reason why it did make him cry. But really, it's not about crying. It's about getting emotional. It's about that chill that goes up and down your back. It's about the sweaty palms. It's about the dry mouth. It's about the glassy eyes. Are you emotional about your reason why or not? Because if you're not, you're probably not going deep enough. And that's what I was lecturing Jed on. And this, by the way, was very recent. I'm retired. This was within the past year, I would say. Am I right?
Yes. I can tell you something very important about
Tell me.
the emotional part of it. Does something interior. It does something to you. So the part that it gets and this is important, at least it was for me, that you are motivated to take action.
That's right. Because you remember why you did what you did. It's, oh, I'm doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to do my push-ups. You can't pay somebody else to do your push-ups. So now the push-ups take on a new meaning. I have this reason why that makes me cry. It's right in front of me. I can see it in my mind's eye. It's like, I don't feel like doing push-ups today. Are you serious about the reason why, aren't you? I really am. I know what it was. It involved
Natasha.
So you got to do your push-ups. And I'm talking, of course, figuratively speaking. Jed, I'm going to say something. I want you to comment on this. You can't pay somebody else to do your push-ups. You have to do your push-ups. The floor is yours, Jed.
You have to do your own push-ups. That's a fact. You have to be the one in charge. We talk about you gotta wanna. That's a real thing. I literally had a conversation with a friend of mine about that recently. He's been trained by you, by the way, going through a difficult time in his life. And I said, hey man, I know it sounds hokey. I said, I know you know Jim. You've been trained by him, but it's a real deal. You gotta wanna. That's number one. You have to want to do something. You have to be motivated.
Whatever that thing is.
To take
You have to want to
action.
change.
You got to want it. Thank you. Continue.
You can't pay anybody else to do it. And even if you could you afford it or not?
And it wouldn't throw a game.
When you're putting in the work yourself, there are things that happen psychologically, emotionally, maybe physically, if we're talking about push-ups. Just an example. On a cellular level, those are things that are going to happen, and you'll feel different, you'll act different, and you'll be more conscious of your decisions. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm at a different level than I was 5 years ago. I'm at a different level than I was 2 years ago. The goal has been center focus. I'm not perfect with it. I didn't do the push-ups this morning, but the training and having it in front of you, those are the things that matter.
That
Because
clarity creates focus for you,
It
right?
sure
Now
does.
that you're clear with your reason, that clarity, you're like, oh, I'm clear now. And then you focus, right?
Yep.
So clarity creates focus. And since you're able to focus, really understand, oh, this is my plan. Or, oh, my plan was an F plan or a D plan or a C plan. I want it to be B to B plus,
Yeah, gotta be.
executed
Gotta be.
as close to 100% as possible. And it's
Gotta
like,
be.
my plan is not there. What are the changes I need to make internally, physically, emotionally?
So we're in this position where we're questioning the plan. We're not sure. What should we do if we're going to modify the plan?
Seek expert counsel.
Thank you. So make sure we're clear on that. Seek expert counsel.
Wow. Thank you, Jim.
yes, sir.
It's my boy.
Yes.
I
Leave a
think we
comment
made-
below with a dolphin emoji, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.